Hello, everybody. We're
Hello.
live. It feels very unnatural and strange that it's on my channel. I feel it's weird that I'm in control of everything because normally Brittany does it and she's a lot better.
No, you're doing fine.
You're the perfect live stream host.
Thanks.
But hello, everybody. Today we are discussing the odds.
I got a notification that you're live.
Oh, how cute! We're discussing the odds, which is our October Besties and Books book club pick, which is our book club, obviously. And it was so good. I'm so sorry that it is late. We just had to keep delaying it, but we're here now and it's all good.
I can't believe it's the 17th.
I know.
That just clicked.
It
That we're
was
doing
literally
this
just the first.
so late in the month.
Yeah. Speaking of, I need to get our November book. I still don't have it.
What is our November book? Let's talk about it for a second.
Mm-hmm. I forgot the title. Let me pull it up.
It's the Charm Offensive, bestie.
Yeah. Charm Offensive. There we go. I knew I had charm in it somewhere.
I don't remember the author's name though.
Yeah, it looks like so much fun. Peyton said that it's one of her favorites. Yeah. So
Allison Cochran.
Yes. The cover is so cute, and I'm very excited.
Look at how my spread is coming out.
Oh, it looks so good. We have one more. Oh, it's so stunning.
Crazy.
Yes. But yeah, so we're talking about the odds today. I guess we'll start with overall thoughts on what we felt. I'll let you go first.
Thank you. I love this book. This was my second time reading it because I got an arc of it back in the spring, I think.
Oh.
And I really loved it then, which is why I forced Alyssa to read it with us this month or last month. I was like, I need you to read this book because I just feel like you and like spooky, like funny middle grades just mesh so well, which is why I think that you would be so good at writing one as well. I don't know why, but you give me middle grade author vibes.
Oh, I love that.
I think that's the highest compliment I can pay somebody, but yeah, I adore this book. I love the characters. I love the world. I love the magic system. Everything about this book is just so good. The writing, the humor. It's the whole package, the full package, the everything that you need.
I agree. Yeah, I really love this book. It was my first time reading it, and yeah, Brittany forced me to read it, but at the same time, it wasn't like really like you have to read it. It was like, okay, I'll read it, I don't mind. But I loved it so much, and I read The Glass Witch also in October. And I was planning to read them both at the same time, but my hold didn't come in. But I think I am like a Lindsay Puckett stan, and she's like one of my new favorite authors because her writing is just so good, and her stories are like next level. But this one, I was kind of really scared. It was kind of really scary. With the whole ghosts and like the souls and like the black eyes, I did not like that. But
good.
It was so good. I had a great time with it. It's just, and like look at the cover. Come on. And like even the back too. And I noticed the locket is on it. I was looking at it. And it's just it's so
she's wearing it too on the front.
Oh, she is. Oh, and then Baz has his kazoo.
And his little glasses are so cute.
Yes. Oh yeah, Lindsay's cover design is so like amazing. But yeah, I love this book. I want to get my own copy already and like reread and annotate because it's just, I love it.
Tabbing it was a lot of fun. You can't see my tabs because you can see a red one there.
There we go.
Just a random pop of red. We have a special guest.
Head.
Oh my god, I love him so much. I don't remember what I was saying.
I don't know. I think tabbing. You're talking about tabbing.
Oh yeah. It was fun to tab. It's a good time.
Yeah.
I love cats.
Yeah. So this was your second time reading it, right?
Was
it different than like obviously it was different than the first time, but like with the plot twist that happened at the end, it's still not over that. But like, did you like notice things like earlier on that kind of like foreshadowed it better?
The entire time I had a specific tab for foreshadowing so I could share it with you.
I want to read it again right now.
Yeah, because this is one of those things that like I didn't forget because I have an awful memory. But I remembered the plot twist. and I kept an eye out the entire time while reading. I'm sure there are a ton that I missed, and there were some where I was like, this could be foreshadowing, it could not be, so I don't think I tabbed everything, but I tabbed some little mentions of some stuff that
I really didn't see it coming though.
me either the first time. Had no
I
fucking clue.
was so shocked.
I think I guessed it maybe right before it happened, or had an inkling of it right before it happened, but I didn't think that it was actually a thing. Who's texting me? Rochelle. Okay. We're trying to figure out when we want to go see the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Ooh.
Because she hasn't read the book. She's flaking on me. It's like her favorite book series. She hasn't read the prequel. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about
I didn't take any notes. Yes.
I took some, but like not a whole lot. Because I think I was doing this while I was reading, and then I finished the book, and I was like, oh, like I'll just do some notes right before we do the live show, and then we didn't do the live show for a while, and I just did it, and now I forget everything. So
it's all good. Characters. I love all the old people. I love them so much.
All
I don't remember.
Grandparents.
Yeah, I don't remember their names, all of them, but I really, they're fun. Yeah. I also wasn't expecting Nana Babette. Is that her name? Yeah, I wasn't expecting her to be like not good. When that happened too,
heartbreaking.
Yeah, when that happened, I was like, "What the heck?" I'm like, "You were literally so good to Begonia. What? What do you mean?" That made me very sad. And then Begonia was sad, and then yeah.
Did you know? I don't think I'm making this up, but did you know that Lindsay Puckett had a pet rabbit? I think named Begonia.
Really?
I think so.
Oh, that's cute. I wonder if it's in the acknowledgements. I read it, but I don't remember.
I don't think it is. I don't know. I don't remember if I reread the acknowledgements this time.
I don't think there's anything about it in here.
No.
Oh, but that's so cute.
Yeah. I don't think I'm making that up. Pretty sure that's something that she said.
It's lore, hidden lore.
Or maybe it's just made up by yours truly, and you'll have to figure out if it's real or not.
It's in their hands now. But Begonia, she's such a grumpy little human. But like I loved it. I loved it so much, and she's so sassy. I'm just like, yes.
I love her.
Yeah. And then Bass, little sunshine boy. He's so sweet.
He just wanted a little friend, and she was so mean to him.
I know. And I loved like how at the end of the book, she was just like, I'm gonna like, she knew that she was like being mean to him, and she's like, I'm gonna do better to treat you as you deserve. I'm like, yeah. It was so sweet. Oh, and then the note at the end where she grew old with him. that made me cry.
Yeah, that
so emotional.
I just think the way that Lindsay crafted this book was just pure genius. I love it so much.
It's perfect. It's so good.
I wrote a note about their friendship, kind of. They kind of, for some reason, reminded me of Coraline and Wybie.
Oh, I could see those vibes.
Yeah. I wrote down, I'm like, I don't fully know why, but something about the vibe and their banter, and also how she keeps purposefully saying his name wrong. Because Coraline always says Wyborn. Like, why were you born or something. So I thought that was kind of cute.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that, but I think you're spot on.
Yeah.
The vibes fit.
I don't remember if I realized that the first time I read it, but the second time I was like, I'm getting Coraline and Wybie vibes, and I love them so much. Like, one of the reasons why I don't like the Coraline book as much as I like the movie is because Wybie's not in the book.
I remember you telling me that before, but
yeah, it's tragic.
Rhyme.
Like, he's like one of the best things about the movie, because like I just love their vibe. I don't know.
I've been thinking about watching Coraline like a lot recently. Like, I just want to rewatch it.
I watched it at Halloween time.
Oh, super.
It was good.
Super. What did you think of the characters?
Oh, adore them, love them. We love a good grumpy sunshine, and I like that it was like in the context of friendship and not like a romance setting, which is normally what grumpy sunshine is. I don't know. I think that Lindsay Puckett does friendships so well. I love everything about this book. Oh my god, what's his name? her like kind of like father figure dude.
David?
David, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love him.
Oh yeah, I love him dearly.
Like,
Oh, and then how he wore those goggles, and then Begonia was like, I don't remember the last time he took them off, but it was so that he could see her.
Yeah.
Oh. No, but I got so scared when she was starting to like think that David was the sus one. I was like, please, anyone but David.
Yeah.
I was like, anybody but him, please.
Anybody but sweet dear David. He would never.
Oh.
He would never.
Yeah.
Like his biggest crime was just not telling her that she died.
Mm-hmm. But like, I could see why he wouldn't, because like that's just so like it hurts.
Like nothing gets me more than when like a character dies and they don't realize that they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
So sad.
Yeah.
My mom loves the show The Ghost Whisperer, and I think it's just Ghost Whisperer. And there's a part where her best friend dies in a plane crash, but she has no idea that she's dead, and it's heartbreaking seeing her like come to realization that she's dead.
Aw. Yeah. Yeah, that was sad. I still like it. That doesn't even feel like it's real. Like,
yeah, it was a crazy plot twist.
Yeah, I did not see that coming, like, whatsoever. Like, I didn't even pick up on the little breadcrumbs that she was giving.
Me either.
It was crazy. Oh, and what did you think about the ghost? The whole ghost situation.
Good soup. So
it was good soup. It was so scary, though.
I don't get scared easily in books or movies, so which
fine.
I find is such like a contradiction of my personality. Because I'm such an anxious person, but like
yeah,
I think because it's fiction, and so it's like but like if this was happening in real life, obviously I'd be scared. But
yeah,
there's something about a separation.
Yeah, for me, I love ghost stories, and like they're like one of like my favorites to consume, but I get so scared. Like in the moment reading them, I'm like, oh, this is kind of scary. But then afterwards, I'm like, that was so good. Like
I could see how it could be scary, and I could see how children would get scared as well.
Oh yeah,
just not me.
Yeah, I said in my last vlog that if I would have read this when I was like the like main target audience, which is like middle school, I would have been sleeping in my parents' room. Like I would have been so scared.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, but I wasn't expecting Begonia to be related to the ghost, and like I wasn't expecting that whole thing either. Like that was like a shock to my system. But and then the way she was able to like and the way she was able to get like the ghost to like turn on Babette and like the whole like that's so good. Like making her realize it was just
Babette.
Yeah. It was so good. And I wasn't expecting Bass's mom to be the real estate lady either. That was also a shock. And then when you reveal, I'm like, oh yeah.
Little things. It's just
And she did it so well. Like just flowed very good. And like the humor and just
Lindsay Puckett is so talented.
Yeah.
I wrote down that I love the concept of the oddities. I put like a what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but I said minus them being taken away or and like stripped of their memories because that's just rude. But like the actual concept of the oddities themselves, and the overall just magic system. It was so cool, so much fun. I love that the manor is alive, kind of like.
Oh yes, so much fun.
I put in learning about everyone's oddities, but I'm gonna be real honest. I don't remember specifically what that means.
Yeah,
no idea. I also wrote that I love that there's a sycamore tree named Gary who tells puns.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He was a real one. Like this book is just so silly and fun and spoopy. And I just Lindsay's mind. I love her for creating this little world with all of its fun little quirks. And like I remember when I got the arc and I sent her a picture of it. She was like, just like be aware, like it's so goofy, like it's so silly, like just go into it knowing that. And I'm like, got it.
Perfect me up. Yeah, she did very well. And I like how like Begonia's disability was also explored and how like she had the conversations with David and like she was kind of like upset about it, but he was like, no, like you have a disability, but like you're a lot more than just that. And like we can manage it. And it was just I love how he was just there for her through all of that.
There's a bird, like a little bird on the tree outside eating a persimmon.
Oh.
Like it's just pecking away at that fruit. I'll send you a little Snapchat video. He's just pecking away.
Time of his life.
He's just pecking away. It's kind of cute.
No, I love birds. Also, did you change your nails?
No, they're Halloween. Didn't you see these?
Oh, yeah, they looked red though. I was like, oh, those are cute.
I don't have another pack of nails, so I'm stuck with these until I go buy more.
Feeling the Halloween vibes. Oh,
I've been decorating for Christmas and like drinking out of like Christmas mugs with jack-o'-lantern nails.
You know,
it happens every year.
It's like your two favorite times, so like
yeah,
just combining.
I'm like, I tried to see if I had black nails that would match the orange fingers, so I could just have black nails. Because I wore black nails whenever, but they didn't fit. So
that's so sad.
But we're going to the States tonight, so hopefully I can get some new nails at the Walmart, because American Walmart has way better nail selection than we do.
The nail selection's popping off at Walmart.
Do you remember like the gray long pointy ones I always wore? I cannot tell you the last time I saw those anywhere.
Oh, that's so sad.
Don't know where they are. It's tragic.
That's a tragedy.
Yeah. To be fair though, I think I'd type better with a coffin style anyway, but
I haven't had long nails in so long. I miss being a long nail baddie.
I don't know why, but hearing you say baddie is such a shock to my system.
I think I've said it to you before too, and you're like, huh?
I don't know, but that was freaky.
What else can we talk about for the book? There's just so much. I should have taken notes. That's one of my goals for next year, is to take notes on the books that I read for the book club, so I can be better versed.
Yeah. Those are all the notes that I took. So
I love the Spider-Man journal.
The fact that I used this for mine and Peyton's first book club, and I use it just like in general when I was like talking about videos. Like I have my very first book review on Legend in here.
Aww.
Oh, it's so cute. Like I did like a whole little review video. I've got my notes in the archived.
Oh, that is an iconic one.
The first quote that I wrote down is, "The silliest things shatter you." Oh, that was on page 4. Damn.
Good soup.
Jojo.
Oh, I also loved how like she changed like things to have like odd in the word, so that there was like the auditorium, but it was like yeah, I like how she did that too, and like the object, and like that was really fun. I had a good time with that.
Boys.
But I'm so sad that she never got to figure out what her oddity was, because she died. And I'm so sad. That's all she wanted.
Poor little begonia.
Yeah.
I guess I can go through my tabs if you want.
Yeah.
Since we don't have any more notes. Did you like the little like fun facts at the beginning of each chapter?
I did. I loved those, and like how like it tied into like stuff that happened in the chapter. It was so fun. But some of them I was kind of like shocked at like some of the things.
There was one of them. I don't think I tabbed it or anything, but it talked about misophonia. I have misophonia. I have that. I think Chandler's attacking Joey. So I feel quite validated by seeing that in a book.
Oh, what's that for you?
Oh my god.
I can hear the little meow.
Poor Jojo. Chandler just likes to pounce on him. See, okay. This is one of the things where like the house is kind of like alive. It says the pipes in the walls groaned, something the manor did whenever it felt as if it wasn't getting enough attention.
Oh yeah, and then that was when she was being sneaky, trying to sneak it. Oh, that was fun.
Oh my god, did you like the narrator, like the narration style of the book?
Yes. Yeah.
I thought that was a lot of fun. How they like cut in to the book and was like explaining things. Like that is something that is so particular to like middle grade. Like you don't find that in like really any other age category, and it's so charming if like done correctly.
Yeah, it was done so well.
So well,
because it didn't take you out of the story, because sometimes like it like completely pulls you out, but like it was like woven in so well that like
Like, one thing
You
that
could still.
annoyed me when I tried to read this series on unfortunate events, and like I
Mhm.
understand because it's for little children, but like they would have like he would use really really big words,
Yeah.
and then give you like the actual like dictionary definition, and I'm like, shut up, like just
Oh.
use smaller words. Like, this is
Yeah.
annoying.
I don't remember that. My dad used to read me the books before bed. I don't
I know.
remember
I was
that.
trying to read them because I was like, these spines are so cute. These little
Oh,
books.
they're
Like, I would love
stunning.
to own the whole
Mhm.
collection. I got up to book 3 or 4, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. So,
Yeah. Dang.
but I love this quote from the narrator specifically, and it says, "Not enough to not steal it, mind you. This story is about a terrible little girl after all, a thief." Love
Yes.
that.
Oh, and I love like how in both the Glass Witch and the Odds, like they were both like scheming.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I just like in the Glass Witch, I just like how she just kept calling herself like a henchman. Like she was like, that was really fun.
Yeah.
And like they're both just being like little
Oh,
scheming little girls.
this quote. This quote. There can be no doubt she was a peculiar girl, but the oddest thing about Begonia Hollamore was that she wasn't odd enough.
Yeah, that one hurt.
Stop. Once you puck it, jail time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First foreshadowy tab. Are you
Oh,
ready?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. David put a hand on her shoulder, but Begonia couldn't feel it. It might as well have gone straight through her.
Oh, that one's so obvious.
Mm-hmm. But like, unless you like know to look for it, or like you're thinking
Yeah.
of like a plot twist, and like you're never gonna know.
Ah.
But then
Oh,
he's.
I do
Hmm?
wonder though, because you know how like she's dead, obviously, she's a ghost. Did she grow old as a ghost or did she stay the same age?
Probably stayed the same age.
That's what I'm thinking. But like
Ghosts.
how weird would that be for Bass though? Because like
That's
he
kind of
grew up,
funny.
yeah, and she
Kind
just
of funny.
yeah,
She probably made fun of him.
probably. She's like,
Like,
haha,
ha, you
you're
got
getting
old.
old.
Um, yeah, and then I love right after that, he says, everything is going to work out. You are magical. You are odd.
Hmm.
Aww.
He's just so sweet. Like he's just like I love his heart.
He truly is just like a cute little dad figure.
Yeah.
Um, okay, another one. And she's talking about one of the other people in like the manor. She's talking about Miss Marjorie.
Hmm.
Or Marjorie. I always pronounced it Marjorie in my head, but
I always pronounce it Marjorie too.
it's not Marjorie.
Oh.
It's Marjorie.
Oh.
Interesting. But she said, but lately, instead of her usual glare or snide comments or tattling, I said Marjorie again. Miss Marjorie had taken to ignoring her altogether. As she stomped into the room, her eyes slid over Begonia like she wasn't even there.
Oh,
Because she can't see her, but
she
Begonia just
can't
thinks
see her.
everyone's ignoring her. Like, sweet
Yeah.
baby child.
Oh, yeah, that's so sad. Is Miss Marjorie the one that she doesn't like? The one that
Yeah,
she's not fond of? It was
yeah.
funny because I forgot what scene it was, but she was like, "Does she have to be here? Like, is it required for her to be here?"
Yeah. The paragraph right after that is Begonia did not enjoy looking at Miss Marjorie either. Therefore, I will not waste my time describing her to you, my precocious pickpocket. Just picture the most horrible person possible.
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
Iconic. Um, okay, this one is about Mrs. Pingleton.
Hmm.
Um, so her bracelet latch catches on something, or I don't know. Begonia stretches out her hand to touch it, and Miss Pingleton shuddered, her ankles uncrossing. Begonia yanked her hand back with a gasp. Ooh, it's a bit drafty in here, she said in a cheery, high-pitched giggle.
Oh, because she's a ghost. She touched her. Oh,
Like, all these
wow.
little things.
Yeah.
Genius.
Wow. Yeah, and it was like done in like I didn't even pick up on these things.
Yeah, because like unless you know to look for it, you're not gonna realize that, oh, like no one's talking to her but David, like,
Yeah.
and obviously
Wow.
like because Bath can see her, it's like you don't even think about it, and like Nana Babette can see her,
Wow.
so like,
Yeah.
but Doesn't Nana Babette, she can see ghosts though, right? Like that's her thing.
I think so, yeah, because she could also see, I forgot what the other ghost's name was, because she was, like, controlling her, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh, I think it's because they're related, that she could see her.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Quote. The icicles in Begonia's chest spread, carping through her veins and arteries until she was more glacier than girl, swelling with frost and fury and fight until with a giant crack the ice burst open like a dam.
Oh.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Dang. I want to read it again already.
This one, I believe, is talking about her disability.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a flashback almost of like her thinking about something that he said to her once. It's just a descriptor, David said, pushing her on the tire swing. Her chubby fist clutched the ropes. Tears dripped down a face that was still more a toddler's than a child's. Just like fat or old or short. They just paint a picture of a body, a hunk of flesh, that's all. Don't let it be a dirty word for you. But the village children were mean. They called me the D word in a bad way. David took her face in his hands until she met his eyes. Disabled. It's not a bad word. Say it. Disabled, Begonia whispered. David smiled. They're right, you know. You are disabled. You're disabled and smart and artistic and blonde and a little ornery. If I'm being honest, Begonia giggled, pawing her eyes. All these things make you you, each a single cog or gear in a larger machine, and that, he offered her his hand, is a beautiful invention.
Oh.
Stop.
So much. Oh, yeah, see, that's why I was so heartbroken when, like, they were like, oh, David's the one doing it. Like, he's suspicious. I'm like, no. No, he's not.
Don't let that be true.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite scenes.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. And this next line is a funny moment. And it's something that I feel like if you're not the right person for this book, like this immediately is going to turn you off. Like it's so ridiculous. It's so silly, but it's something that I think children would really enjoy because like potty humor, you know?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yep. You're the poo then? Can't say I'm thrilled to see you if I'm honest. We prefer the title.
The whole poo thing.
We prefer the title Pursuant of Autolus Occult. Thanks. Like, I don't blame you for not wanting to be called the poo, sir. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it's kind of fitting for that man in specific, but... Wait, but didn't he see Begonia in the first scene? I can't remember.
I think this was.
I think I remember him saying something like to her directly, but I don't know if it was like. I don't remember. Because then Begonia, she was hiding behind David, I think.
All I see is him saying, "Where's the little beast yet?" Anyways, but she's hiding in the shadows.
Oh, okay.
So I think maybe she just assumed that he could see her. And then I think later it's him that David puts the goggles on.
Oh, yeah. To test it. Yeah, because he had the goggles on when he was like when they were at like the grave thing.
Yeah.
And then Begonia's like, "What are you doing with David's goggles?"
This next moment was a sad quote.
Oh.
You are an oddless odd child, living in an odd manor full of odd people, with elders that you consider family, and they you. You marvel at their oddities, their gifts to the world that make them one of a kind, special, odd-straordinary.
Oh.
Over the years, you've noticed that the trinkets your grandparents are most fond of somehow take on little bits of their audacity. So cute. You play with the objects and are barely able to wait for your own oddity to arrive. But it doesn't arrive, and it keeps on not arriving. Your family tells you it will come one day, but you aren't sure, and you begin to fear if it doesn't arrive, you may be taken from your home.
Oh, and she never finds out what it is.
No. And it continues, but like, so sad.
I wonder if Lindsay like brainstormed or like knew what her oddity was gonna be. Like, I feel like she knows.
Probably. I can imagine so.
Yeah, I want to know what it is.
This one, I feel like, is going to blow your mind for the
I'm
foreshadowing.
ready.
Because, like, I didn't even bat an eye when I first read it, and then I'm rereading it, and I'm like, what the fuck did I think when I was first reading this? Like, this is crazy. So, some of the grandparents are talking, and she overhears them talking. So, her name caught her ear. I had no idea. Where was she when it happened? Grandad O'Flannery asked, his venomous fangs slick between his lips. Begonia spied 3 of her grandpas whispering over their afternoon cuppa, a rickety checker table tottering in between them. She inched closer. Mr. Klein's office, apparently. Grandpappy Burl answered, amidst a burst of new flurries from the half-rucksack, half-snowblower contraption David had fashioned for him. All 3 lumps of his body shivered, causing his carrot nose to slide down his face an inch or 2. No, poor lass. Yes, well, it was inevitable from what the rats say, Grandpa Sir Walter Phillips said, middle arms clanking as he moved an oil can over his armored joints. So yeah, I think that's them, like, talking about, like, how she died. I thought that was going to be, like, way bigger than it was, but I think that's what it was talking about.
When I read that, I just assumed they were talking about, like, the odd guy, the poo guy, being there, and, like, she, like, saw it, like, saw him, and, like, that's just what I assumed it was, but knowing, like, that she'd actually dead is, like, wow.
Yeah. I felt this one in my bones. Okay, this quote. I'm too young to be this overwhelmed.
Me too.
Girl.
Yeah, Lindsay just went into our brains for that one.
I love her.
Oh, I love Begonia. She's just a little guy.
Yeah. And then the next foreshadowing one was just mentioning that Nana Babette can just see the unseen. She can see futures, auras, and spirits. So I just marked that off just so I wouldn't forget. But yeah, so she can see her because that's just what she does.
Oddity.
Tragic. I feel like I love going to the tap.
Yeah.
This is fun.
It is. I'm just so sad that she ended up being a bad guy. Like, I thought she was chill. I thought we were friends. And then she just goes and does that.
Babette betrayed us.
That was, like, one of, like, the worst betrayals ever. I was like,
yeah. Okay, so this is another sad one. Begonia wasn't quite ready to let her sour mood go. And everyone's being weird around me, like I'm made of glass or something, and others ignore me like you've already been taken away. Taken, evicted, kidnapped, forced to live with the terrible never-odd children in their terrible orphanage, to never remember David or Babette or her hate for Miss Marjorie. Miss Marjorie, even if she saw them across the street. Begonia's throat threatened to close. Yes. Oh. Tragic.
It's so sad.
Alright. Bass's introduction of himself is one of my favorite things in this world.
So much.
Like, little sir, I love you. I just refer to him how I refer to my cats. Little sir.
Little sir, it makes sense though.
I chase around my cats and I'm like, little sirs, what are you doing?
Come here, little sir.
Because they're not sirs, they're little sirs. Anyways, I'm Bass. I like taxidermy and meatloaf with hot sauce, not ketchup, and hate when people call me Barney. Oh, and I have this kazoo.
Oh, he's just
what a way to introduce yourself to somebody for the first time. I like taxidermy.
I like taxidermy, by the way.
And he wants to be like a little mortician. He's so cute. Oh my god, boys, calm down.
But I love how his oddity is like he can see ghosts. And like, that was so fun. And it fits with like what he likes to do.
This is another. Oh my god.
The little angry mouse.
No, they're not going to do anything because I put the camera down.
He's just staring.
Chandler. You can't even see Joey, but Joey's like on his back.
Oh, here I am. There they go. I just loved him so hard.
Crazy boys.
Oh, I love them.
Okay. Another little foreshadowing moment of somebody also not seeing her. So Baz is telling his mama that he's hanging out with his new friend. Begonia says that she acted like she didn't see. So this poor girl just thinks that everyone's ignoring her and acting like they don't see her.
Oh,
honey, they really can't see you.
Oh, and I think she was like feeling it, like, because like since she's gonna be taken soon, that they're just like acting like she's already gone. That's probably
They're
what she was
just
thinking.
distancing themselves.
Yeah, that's so sad.
Why is
And she didn't even think that it was Begonia either. Like she just probably thought he had an imaginary friend.
Yeah.
Oh, and then creepy, scary ghost comes out of nowhere and snatches her soul.
There's like some weird crumb in my tap. Making it all bumpy. Bass and Begonia are talking about her oddity. And he says, you don't even know where your oddity will be. It could be something like growing extra long, luscious nose hair.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because she's like, if I had my oddity, I bet I could defeat her. So then to that, she says, then I would use my luscious nose hair to set a trap, tripping the ghost, then tying her up with it until I find a way to banish her. We love a resourceful queen.
Really? And then didn't he say something about like asking her if she read that somewhere? And she was like, yes, but it would still work.
Probably.
Oh, I wish I had my own copy so I could have tabbed it and then we could have compared tabs. That would have been so cute.
Not Bass being like, is that a poo?
Oh.
Okay, wait. So I think this is when David gives the poo. Yeah, the goggles. And so he finally sees Begonia. He's like, there she is, the belle of the ball. And so, yeah, so he's looking at her, he sees her. Shock registered on David's face for a moment as his eyes swung from the poo to Begonia, then his gaze fell to Bass.
Oh, because his goggles actually work for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That was his first time seeing it happen.
Yeah. Wow.
Also, Bestie, there's a certain book that David has on his desk.
Oh, yeah.
And it's called Seances, and Science. Gagging ghouls with gadgets and gallantry. So, like, the clues are right there. Like, he had a literal book on his desk about how to make a gadget to see ghosts. Like, are you kidding me? Brilliant. Like,
I just remember that Begonia being like offended because he didn't tell her what book he was reading, because he tells her every book that he reads.
Yeah. I'm like, these are the best kinds of plot twists when like you don't realize it's happening as you're reading it, and so it's a huge shock once you get to it. But then you can go back and find all the breadcrumbs. So it didn't come out of nowhere. You just match the science. Like, I hate when it comes out of nowhere and you're like, this makes absolutely no sense. You put that in there for shock value, but like this makes sense.
Yeah, even when it was revealed, like I was just like, oh, it makes sense, but like I didn't want to like accept that like it was real.
Yeah. And then this quote is funny, but like in a really like dark, weird way. And I love Lindsay for this so much. On the far wall towered a precarious stack of coffins. You truly could never have enough in a nursing home.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Excuse me?
I remember that. I was like, oh, I mean, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Oh, but then didn't they find like one of like the coffins that he was talking about? He's like, oh, this is like grade A, top tier coffin.
He was like fangirling over the coffins.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, this is my favorite coffin.
Yeah, and then they were like trying to figure out the prophecy thing, and Begonia realizes that it's not urn, as in like an urn, but it's yearn. And the dust of deep sleep, cremated remains, it all fits. Oh, so sorry, it is urn, not yearn.
Yeah,
I misread that. That makes more sense. And Bass says, "That's dark, man. I mean, I love it, but that's real dark."
Yeah.
Like, sir, me too.
Yeah. This book was just so fun. Like, it was just like,
It's so good. I don't know how her like brain does this. I'm envious.
I'm so excited for the book that she's working on currently.
Bitter
'Cause
Bones.
yes,
Me
yes.
too.
I'm
Mhm.
so excited. I've been watching her vlogs and it's just like,
It sounds so perfect.
yeah, it's gonna be so good.
And I love this. Yeah, because she wants Bass to like go into the urn and like whatever to get the object. And he's like, "What? You want me to stick my hand in there?" And she's like, "You're the one who wants to be a mortician." Yeah, but that's sticking my hands in corpses. Which is a controlled environment with protective gear, not my raw skin and creepy vases with mysterious contents. What if there's a gnome in there? They have a vaccine for the venom now. Still. Oh, and
Yeah.
then if you would rather stick your hand in a corpse than a slightly dusty but overall clean vase, then there is something seriously wrong with you. Oh my god.
I just like how he was like, but it's in like in a controlled environment.
Protective gear.
Got me. It's just,
Okay, I also love this.
uh,
This is another example of the narrator. So Bass and Begonia both scream. They go, "Ah!" And it's so cute. And then it's like, "Ah!" You may also scream. And if you are either lucky or unusually vindictive, you may be able to cause the scream spree to continue in the classroom, library, or freshly dug grave you are sitting in.
oh, so fun. I don't remember reading that one, but I really like that.
Because I can just totally see a kid trying to like make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Being like, what should I do here?
Let me give this a try.
You were so right, Mr. Narrator. Okay. Oh yeah. Another foreshadowing moment. David's angry frown lines drawing so high up his face they all but disappeared. His hands never stopped moving on the goggles around his face, refusing to take them off even to work on them. Begonia was beginning to think this was a new nervous tick of his. He refuses to take them off because he doesn't want to not see you.
My heart. Wow.
And then Bass asks David, he points to the goggles and he says, "Are those going to help you fight off the ghost, Mr. Klein?" Yes, something like that. Terrible. So good. This quote is so sad when you realize what David is like really thinking about when he says it. Because obviously Begonia, this is when Begonia is upset that the nursing home is going to close and they're having like the open house thing and they're having a little argument. And he says, "It's terrible, and I hate it as much as you, but this is reality, Begonia, and it's best you learn the lesson early, that sometimes life is horribly, horribly unfair, and there's nothing you can do no matter how much you may want to reverse it." David's voice broke on the last word, so loud was his tone. His hair had fallen in his eyes, which were to Begonia's surprise wet.
Oh, because he was thinking about her?
He wishes that he could reverse her death.
Oh my god.
Because like obviously she wouldn't know that. She thinks that he's just
Yeah.
talking about like life in general or like talking about the nursing home, but like he's talking about you, girl. He's talking about you.
Wow. Oh. But it's also so sad because since like, you know, she's a ghost, like she watched like everybody die. Like, how sad is that? And there's nothing she can do about it. Like,
That's what I think about like for vampires too.
yeah.
Because like obviously I just watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer a few months ago.
Yeah.
And all I can think about is like she keeps falling in love with these vampires, and I'm like, girl, they're gonna have to, like, you're gonna have to die, and they're just gonna be watching you die.
It's so sad.
Tragic. Oh my god, I did tap the misophonia fact. Misophonia is a strong negative reaction to repetitive sounds like chewing, coughing, or breathing.
I have that as well.
I hate it. And like, it's so funny because like, I always complain about my mom's chewing because her chewing's atrocious. And she always decides to eat the like squishiest things when she's around me. And her jaw clicks when she eats too, and it's just, it's the worst.
Yeah.
And then my sibling was like, your chewing is loud and like not great too. I'm like, trust me, I know.
I know.
Like, it bothers me too, but I can't do anything about it. Like, I can hear it in my head. I hate it. Because like, you can go away from somebody else who's chewing. You cannot leave.
Yeah, but if it's yourself, you can't. I always try to like make my chewing like not like as obvious. Like if it's like something crunchy, like I'll like wait till it's like a little bit soggy to like chew it, if that makes sense. Like I'm very particular with like how I eat my food sometimes, especially like if it's like really triggering for me that day, like I have to like take my time eating.
Yeah, but like my parents, like my dad doesn't believe that misophonia is real. I'm like, Daddy, I have misophonia. I need you to stop chewing with your mouth open. Like I need my mom to stop playing with her nails. Like stop.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, my grandma, she is staying with us right now, right? And she does this thing with her nails where she flicks them, like she just like plays with them. And it's so loud. But I'm not gonna tell my sweet grandma to stop because like that's just
weird. Sweet grandma.
What is that? The cats are making weird sounds. I hope it's not one of them peeing somewhere.
Oh, or throwing up.
Yeah. This is just another ignoring Begonia moment. Simply, they all pointedly ignored Begonia. Honey, they're not ignoring you, I promise. They love you.
There's a cat hair that just floated on your screen. It was very majestic.
There was what?
A cat hair. It floated very majestically, like across the camera.
It's very on brand. Bass is just like the sweetest little cinnamon roll.
Yes.
And he's like, they're having a fight. And he takes his black cat brooch, slaps it in her hand, and says, "You were never a waste to me."
Oh, the part that got me too was when they were in like the greenhouse thing, and there was like the plant, and Begonia just started going ham with like saying mean things about him. Oh, that hurt so bad. And then she was just kind of like normal afterwards, but he was like crying.
I know.
She
It's like,
didn't even
what's
say
your problem?
anything.
She's like, what's your problem? Like, I needed to say that shit. It's like,
Yeah, but obviously he doesn't know. So he's like, "Did you mean it?"
And I wonder if I saved that somewhere.
Oh, that one hurt my heart. Oh, but then when she gives the pin back to him, like after they make up, and he's like, "You kept it?" And she's like, "Of course I kept it." Like, oh my soul.
Oh my god. So here's the trees, the talking trees. Hey Begonia, said a tree. Did you hear the one about a weeping willow who read a sappy romance? He found it full of pine ink.
Yeah, I love the trees.
And then Arnie, leave the poor girl alone. And then Begonia says, "Oh, do shut up." And then an oak tutted. Amazing. My, aren't we prickly this evening? My, aren't you balding this evening? And then the oak says, "It's autumn, and leaf pattern baldness is ecologically natural this time of year, I'll have you know."
He got offended.
Like, how did this shit come up with this shit? It's so good. And like, this is
so
easily
good.
the kind of stuff that like some people would just like roll their eyes at and be like, "What the hell is this?" This is
I
so
was
stupid.
like actually giggling out loud when I read that scene.
It up. It's so good. She is the queen of puns. I am not a punny person. I'm not good at coming up. Like, I think I'm quite witty. I think I'm quite funny, but it's like a very like spur of the moment thing. Like it just happens in real time, real life. I cannot do that when I'm writing. I struggle so hard to be funny in writing.
Too.
Like, how do you just with these things when you need them?
Yeah, I think you're a silly goose. You're very funny to me.
I am. My mom, like, and my sibling get really mad of like how quick-witted I am sometimes. Like, I'll just say the most weird things, and then I'll like be in shock of like what I've just said, and they're like, "I hate you. Like, I hate that you do that." I'm like, sorry.
Like, I can't help it, guys.
Yeah,
it's in your DNA.
Oh, and then foreshadowing. The poo has the goggles on. He stole them from David. And Begonia says those aren't yours. And he said, "Your friend won't be needing them now. And these, well, didn't know until I got them on, did I?"
Oh.
And then she said Begonia had no idea what he was talking about.
Mm.
Didn't know till he got them on.
Wow.
Yeah. I wonder, like, what the people, like, what if you, like, wear glasses? Does he have to, like, put specific, like, prescriptions in there so they can wear them without having to wear glasses?
Maybe. Or there's like a filter you could get or something.
Yeah, that's funny.
Or like you have no choice but to be a contact wearer if you want to wear the goggles.
That too. Foreshadowing. Just before stepping through the vines, he turned, pulled up the goggles, and stared at her with his naked eye. Amazing, he said, huffing in apparent disbelief. She's like, oh, I can see you. Oh, no, now I can't.
Oh, that's so nifty.
Oh, jeez, all these little details. Okay, I think that's my last foreshadowing one because I think we find out.
The reveal.
Yeah, literally my next tab is her finding out.
So sad.
She was incapable of peeling her eyes away from the face of a sleeping child within. One with a pale white face, wispy white hair, and a dingy white smock. A tarnished silver locket rested perfectly centered over her chest. Only she wasn't sleeping. She was dead. Begonia's world bent, cracked, shatters. I call it shattered. Memories bled through the fissures like shards of glass. Pain that shot through her skull like lightning. Biting, blinding, world-shattering agony. The wood floor rising to break her fall. The hammock of David's arms just before her head hit the ground, his face swimming, mouth calling for help, his voice shouting her name, then wailing it. The peaceful feeling of drifting, the peaceful feeling of waking up in her bed like any other day. It couldn't be. It couldn't. I have chills.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
Oh,
And just like the description of like obviously
dying.
her in the grave.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Babette says that she's been dead just over a month. She's like, a month. She had been in there for a month. Begonia brought her hands up to her face, wiggled her fingers. They seemed so solid before, but now she caught a slight wisp as if smoke danced off her skin, something she never knew to look for, and maybe the knowing made all the difference.
Yeah, that part I had to like distance myself from the book a bit, and then I had to like come back and reread it just to make sure that like that was really what happened. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, and then she like brings up all these facts about ghosts, which I thought was like a really clever thing to do. Because she said the sky, the garden, the body in front of her turned to fuzzy white. She combed over the past month of her life, needle ready to poke holes in Babette's theory, and listed every fact she thought she knew about ghosts. Fact: ghosts in lore are tied to a place or object. Goosebumps trickled down her back. She couldn't remember the last time she left Swamp Root grounds. Fact: ghosts don't eat or drink. Her disdain for stewed pea soup, for the crackers from Bass that rolled her stomach. It wasn't as if Begonia purposely didn't want to snack. It just never crossed her mind. And then it never crossed her mind that it didn't cross her mind. And then piece by piece, more truths wrote themselves across Begonia's heart. Her grandparents, Mr. Schmoob, what a great name. And Bass's entire family ignored her, or at the very least, never spoke directly to her. David's new unexplained sadness that Begonia thought had been related to their debt. The way the pocket watch never worked when she asked when she would get her oddity.
One of the things that also made me so angry was that like Babette was like purposely increasing the pay of the manor, and like so David was out there like doing more work, and then like just because of like her doing, just so she could get it back.
Yeah. Tragic. Bass saw poo from window. Genius.
Oh, and then the angry mob of grandparents coming after them. So good.
And then Babette is like railing into Bass about not having his family's oddity, and she says, I suppose there's always a dud in every generation. I am not a dud. The words tore from Bass's throat, so loud and powerful they rattled around Begonia's chest like a deep drum of thunder. Babette raised an eyebrow, taken aback. Then what are you? Bass's eyes, his face, his very essence radiated like the coming dawn. He leveled Babette with a glare even she would be proud of. I am a mortician. Begonia's heart might have burst with pride. I am a mortician. And then Begonia. Don't listen to her, Bass. You're worth every bit as much as the rest of them. More even. And Bass's shock turned soft.
Yeah, you just know that meant so much to him too.
And with growing horror, Begonia saw his eyes go misty behind the orbs of his glasses. She was suddenly very involved with a loose string on her sleeve. Love her. Don't cry all over me, Montgomery. I've got enough going on at the moment. And then he notices the freaking body. Begonia? Yeah, what am I looking at? Me. Long story. We'll explain later. Okay.
The way he just doesn't even, he's just like, okay.
Welcome so back to funny. Like, iconic.
Wait, so how long was he at the manor at? Was he there when she died, or did he get there like after?
He got there like at the beginning of the book.
Oh, okay.
Like the first time we see him is when he gets there. Quote, all moments that made up Begonia's history, a history where she was taught to hate herself for what she couldn't do before she learned to love herself for what she could. But there were so many more coulds.
Yeah.
But right now.
Yeah. More jail time.
Just stop it.
Yeah, it's just such a good book.
It's so good. So good. This quote, I think I might have sent this one too. I feel like I sent you something when I was reading. I don't know. After being invisible so long, she didn't think she knew how to be seen.
Oh, my heart.
Oh, my heart. Just stop it right now.
Oh. She's just a little guy.
Oh. This is when everyone finds out they're wearing the goggles. David gestured to Begonia with a small, gentle smile. Ladies, gentlemen, and other friends, allow me to present to you the ghost of Swamp Root Manor. The crowd parted around Begonia like a raging sea before a lighthouse. Gasps rang out from the crowd. Where did she come from? She wasn't standing there before. I didn't see her either. A ghost? That's highly unsanitary. Still the wrong word, Frank. Ew, Mrs. Pinkleton said, backing away in disgust. It's just a moldy little girl. Yes, no mustache at all, said the auctioneer. Begonia, Mamma Montgomery said. She rushed forward and fell to her knees as her arms curled around Begonia. Other shouts of delight and surprise followed, and soon Dada Hanif, all three members of the decrepit Decrescendos, Grandad Flannery, Grandpa Emery, who had chosen an anteater nose today, and her 50 other grandparents with their arms, lips, and tentacles were on her in the warmest hug she ever had. Begonia's heart might have burst.
And there you could just see like how much they actually missed her. Like they weren't expecting to ever see her again.
Like she thought that they were just ignoring her the entire
No, but they love her so much. I'm gonna cry.
I'm actually crying.
I'm gonna cry.
There were tears in the eyeballs. Like, I can't. Like a whole month of thinking that people are ignoring you, don't care about you.
Yeah, but they really did. Yeah.
You can't do it. Jail time. Ultimate jail time. Life sentence.
Yeah, everything's blurry now. And then the final note too. Oh my god.
Yeah. David goes to her and he's like, I'm so sorry. I should have told you. You deserved it to know. I can't imagine the pain you must have gone through this last month not knowing why no one would speak to you. I thought it was because I wasn't odd, Begonia said. Nana Babette told me everyone knew I was going to be odd obliterated, so they were slowly distancing themselves to make it easier. Damn. I love that he calls her Bug, too. That's cute. Oh, Begonia was covered in hugs, coated in kisses, smothered and seen and loved. Stop it right now. It's so cute. Oh, and then Bass, being the iconic mortician that he is. Bass was ridiculously happy to have a dead friend. And if she was being honest, she was happy to be his dead friend, even if she had to spend her existence making up for how she treated him. Like, he was happy to have a dead friend. Of course he was. Like,
Yeah.
I love the weird little child.
Bragging to everybody, be like, yeah, my best friend's dead. Like,
and everyone being like, fuck.
It's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. They'd be like, oh no, she's standing right next to me. She's right here.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Babette's gravestone. In memory of Babette Hollamore, friend, grandmother, probable murderer. Sorry. Like, what? And then Begonias. Here lies Begonia Hollamore, granddaughter of many, savior of Swamproot Manor, awake in peace.
Oh, yeah, the awakened piece took me out.
Oh.
It took me out.
Here's the part you're talking about, Miss Majorie. Does Miss Majorie have to have the phantom oculars? Yes, Begonia, she does. Come on, she already has 270-degree vision. Does she have to have the phantom oculars? I don't want to be seen by her.
It's fine if she doesn't have them, you know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I love her last 3 facts that she gives off. Apple seeds contain cyanide. Octopuses have 3 hearts. Begonia Hollamore is more than just her pain.
Mm-hmm.
She had a life to, well, not live exactly, but experience. The pain and happiness and sadness and anger and glee. She had her home, her family, her friends, and the knowledge that she was odd enough, that she was strong enough, that she was enough just the way she was to deserve a long and happy existence. And that, dear reader, made it all worth it.
Oh, I read that along with you as you read it, and my soul. My soul.
Oh, my uncle's here, I think. I have to be quiet now.
We can get my mom's
here. Oh, no, but have some ASMR read with me.
ASMR reading of the odds.
Is this even good ASMR? I don't know. Okay.
I think it's pretty crisp. Pretty crisp. And then the final note where she just sent like Bass's grandkids on like a little journey that they went on for like the prophecy and everything. Oh,
yeah. So she says, watched your granddaddy grow up, become the finest mortician ever known, and have a slew of annoying children of his own. I loved each of them. And I watched him become a resident himself, wrinkled and bald as an old plum, but never losing that toothy smile or that silly old cap brooch he wore on his chest every day. He was as odd and annoying and wonderful as the day I met him, right until the very end.
The fact that he kept the brooch the entire time.
Yeah. And then the final tab, the final quote. You may be well or not well, liked or not liked, odd or never odd, or just really, really super odd. But the point is, you are here and worthy of space and time and effort and love. Stop it right now.
I think that's the part where like the tears started falling very fast. I was like, please.
Like, this book is perfection.
It's so special. It's just such a special little book.
I could not tell you one bad thing about it. I loved it through and through. It's so special. You're so right.
Yeah, it's just 100% a 5-star book. You don't write books, but like this one is like the top of the top. Yeah. It's like, definitely one of my favorite books that I've read this year.
Oh yeah, like there are some books that I like know that if I were rating them, I would rate them like a 5-star, and this is one of them.
Yeah, 100%. And I want another Lindsay Puckett book. I know this one just came out, but like I want another one.
I really hope that Bitter Bones sells as her option.
Yes, it sounds so good.
And I think Scholastic would be so amiss for not taking every story that she presents them.
For real. My nose is all runny now because I had tears.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
And like, I love that her naked books have like little like indentations in it. Did you notice that?
I didn't.
You're reading a library copy. The Glass Witch has it too, I think.
What is this one?
It's the
Trying to
lock
like-
pit.
Oh, wow. That's
I
so
don't remember
fun.
what the class which one it is, but
Probably the Gordon Ramsay hoodie. Imagine.
just his face etched into a book. Like we couldn't put it on the cover, but we can put it under the cover.
Under the cover.
Under the cover. Amazing.
So good.
Yes.
And like I wasn't expecting the book to be what it was. Like I was, but like I thought it was just her going on an adventure to find what her oddity was. But there was like so much to the story. There was so much more to it than that.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So good.
And then in the first page was like the initial note, like her saying that if you found this book, then you are probably a lover of the dark and twisty. You did pull this book from my cold dead corpse after all. Like that part didn't pick up on, but it makes sense now because it was probably actually with her body.
Yeah, right. See, I didn't even tab that either.
Yeah.
Shit, I knew I missed things.
Mhm. It's just so good.
Right, because like the whole beginning of it, is like her relaying their journey. If you are reading this, then you have braved the carnivorous garden, gained passage to the weeping tree by leaving an offering of toenails, and pried this book from the cold dead hands of the ghost of Swamp Matter's long buried body. If you do not do these things, then you're probably an earthworm and therefore can't read anyway. Also, I don't know why, but like her describing like that little journey at the beginning, I don't know why, but it reminded me of Buddy the Elf. Like,
it has Buddy the Elf vibes.
He's like, I went through the whatever the fuck he says. Yeah, that's so funny. Wow. I love the dedication to all future ghosts in the making. Cute.
And that's everybody. I'm a future ghost in the making. Oh, it's so fun. Wow.
She's so good.
And like the chapter headings too. Like look at that.
Oh, amazing.
So stunning.
Like there's always that fear when you watch a YouTuber that you love or like watch somebody that you love or whatever and you admire them so much and you're so excited for their book to come out and then it comes out, like it's so scary because like what if you don't like it? Because then it kind of like taints it for you. Because I've had that experience before. But like these did not disappoint. Like I was so excited for the Glass Witch. I think I like the odds more though. Like I love the Glass Witch, but there's something about this one that like just
it's
just my soul. But like I think they exceed my expectations. This one especially. And it just like has made her videos all that more exciting to watch. Like see her process for other books. It just makes me so happy and so excited. And I love books and I love this community. And
it's amazing. It's so good.
I'm such an emotional little person.
It's okay. Me too.
Maybe I have 3 hearts like the octopuses.
Yeah. You're a little octopus.
I always thought it would be like octopi. Octopuses.
I did too. Let's see.
Octopuses sounds a little suggestive and weird.
Yeah, a little sus.
You gotta make sure you're saying it right.
Plural for octopus.
I mean, I'm sure that her copy editor would have.
It's both octopuses and octopi.
So she made the decision to make it octopuses.
It was an executive decision.
That's so funny.
Yeah, they're both acceptable.
Yeah. I don't think I have anything else to say.
Nope, me either. Perfect book, wonderful book. I'm very glad that we read it for our book club this month. It was one of the best picks. It was so good.
For sure. Oh my god, I feel like in our next maybe either in our next live show, the December live show, or we should have like a separate like end of year reading sprints live show where we discuss all of our book club picks and like talk about
that would be fun.
Maybe just like an end of year celebration.
That would be fun. You're a genius. I like that idea.
Yeah, I was gonna like talk about them all right now. But I was like, we still have like 2 more months. Yeah, next month, The Charm Offensive.
The Charm Offensive. So it sounds so good. I don't really remember what the plot is right now, but when I read it, I was like, oh, good soup. This one.
I think it's something with like a reality show.
Ooh.
I think.
That sounds fun.
I always love a good reality show moment.
Me too. But I think that is about it for the live show, right?
Yes.
Yes. I hope you all enjoyed reading the odds. Again, we are reading The Charm Offensive next month. Well, this month, November. I'm very excited. And yeah, how else do you end live streams?
Just say goodbye, bid adieu, and yeah, peace out.
Okay. Well, goodbye, everybody. Thank you for joining. Love you all very much. See you in the
Bye.
next live stream. Goodbye. Oh, wait. End stream.